Welcome into Duval Daily, presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan DeLugo. Thank you so much for tuning in here on Monday, August 12th. Your Jaguars, they're 1-0 in the preseason. We talked about that game yesterday. We will dive into the offensive and defensive side of the ball individually throughout the rest of the week and the coming days. We'll take a look at Jaguars training camp practices the next couple days as well. They have joint practices coming up with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which I'm actually going to be in Tampa for, going to a concert down there. But so I won't be at joint practices, but Dalton, I believe, will be. So make sure to go check out UCF Jaguars channel for some updates there and follow all the other good beat reporters that do a fantastic job covering the Jacksonville Jaguars on Twitter. So right now we're looking at the Jaguars signing Tashaun Gipson. Team announced it yesterday afternoon. Tashaun Gipson, certainly a blast from the past. Spent a couple years here in Jacksonville. Did a really good job for the Jaguars. Was part of that 2017 defense that lit the league on fire. Was a turnover machine. That Jaguars defense was. Saxonville. So Tashaun Gipson returning to Jacksonville. We're going to talk about that here on the show today. Really appreciate y'all tuning in. If you enjoy the content, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can also check out genjag.com/shop, pick up some new Duval gear. Be on the lookout for a little sale that we're going to have today. Victory Monday sale. You can check that on Instagram, Twitter, whatever it may be. Going to be posted around 9 o'clock. And yeah, you can become a channel member here as well on YouTube, get some discounts throughout the year at genjag.com, some other cool perks. So again, Tashaun Gipson, former Jaguars safety, returns back to Duval, a guy that I was a big fan of during the time that he was here. I think that he was a really good coverage safety. He's now 34 years old. He has played for the Bears, done some really good things for the 49ers, been a part of some big runs in the playoffs for the 49ers the last couple years. I hate speculating too much about this, but to me, this signals that maybe Andrew Wingard's got to have like the potential of missing some real regular season time with his knee injury. Like the Jaguars aren't confident in that timetable, I would say. Gipson, to me, like when you look at what he adds to the safety room, even at 34 years old, he probably is the second best coverage safety on the team right now. They waived Ty Summers, linebacker, to get him, but like behind Andre Sisco, he's probably the second best cover guy in that room. And is he going to be running with some of the fastest slot receivers in the league? No, but can he certainly manage a too high shell and drop back into deep zones? I still think he can do that with his football savvy and physical ability. He did some really good things in Jacksonville, started in San Francisco the last couple of years, doing good things for them as well. So what's interesting here is he's actually suspended the first 6 games of the year. So he will practice with the Jaguars, through the end of training camp in the preseason, and then he'll have to rejoin the team after his suspension. So he's out for the first 6 games of the year. The team, they already been busy, added Adrian Amos earlier this week, another veteran safety. But looking at this safety room, you have your 2 starters. It's not like you're trying to manage to scrape by with some guys off the free agent market that are going to start for you. Like you have Antonio Johnson and Andre Sisco, who are your 2 starters at safety. You have Daniel Thomas, who's a very good backup. You now have Tashaun Gipson, Terrell Edmonds, who he had a fun game laying some hits on some Chiefs players. Josh Proctor, an undrafted free agent this year, who a lot of folks, including myself, thought should have been drafted. Again, you have Adrian Amos, Darnell Savage. He's really a nickel for the Jaguars, but listed as a safety on their depth chart and on their roster. And then also Andrew Wingard, Dewey, whenever he gets back. That's a lot of safeties for 2 starting spots, right? That's a lot of safeties. So I think you're looking at maybe this is an insurance policy for like if Dewey does have to miss regular season time. But again, Gipson out the first 6 games. He won't count towards the 53-man roster because of the suspension, but you can keep him around. So maybe you're just giving yourself some flexibility here with some of these players and making sure that, mid-season, later on, you're protected in case anything happens at the safety position. Because again, I do think if Tashaun Gipson had to go out there and play snaps for you, I think you'd be okay with that on the defensive side of the ball, in a injury, you're having to call on your depth type of situation. So we'll see what happens with Dewey. I hope he can get back quickly because he is kind of an emotional leader for the Jaguars and someone who is a very good backup safety and a great special teamer. Fortunately, you do have Daniel Thomas, who also can fill that role. Great special teamer, great backup safety, and you have a lot of depth on this roster now at the safety position. But Tashaun Gipson returning to Jacksonville, out the first 6 games of the year with the suspension. I'm happy to see him back. I mean, obviously, the way the roster is currently constructed, you're probably not going to see him on game day, at least on the defensive side of the ball, and certainly not for the first 6 games. But we'll see how it plays out. What do y'all think about the Jaguars bringing back Tashaun Gipson? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoy the content here, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can also check out genjag.com/shop, pick up some new Duval gear like the hat I am wearing right now. Again, be on the lookout on our socials for a Victory Monday sale. Going to be dropping here in the next hour or so, and you can also become a channel member here on YouTube. Y'all have a good one.